Good morning, what it is, what it was, what it shall be. This is Joe the Farmer. And listen, guys, I wanted to update you on what's been going on in the garden and with the chickens. And also, I have something that I want to share with you that will help you deal with your stress. If you have high stress levels, or even if you don't, and you're feeling stressed, this is going to help. And we're going to go right into that first, and then I'm going to share with you what's going on in the garden. So I'm not going to show you what's going on just yet. But one of the things I learned a few years ago, some people may know about it, is called grounding. And the basic principle about grounding is that, we walk around all day with all kinds of artificial materials in contact with us, our shoes, our clothes, excuse me, and none of that is really the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be walking around with plastic this and whatever. So the basic concept about grounding, excuse me, I'm having my morning coffee, because this is what I do some days. I'll have coffee and I'll come out here and I will ground myself. But grounding, what is that in my coffee? Oh, some kind of bug. He wanted to taste some of my coffee and then drown. Grounding is reconnecting to the planet, because whether you realize it or not, this planet is alive, and we're made of dirt, which is part of the planet. And so what it is, you just take your shoes off, man. And I'm taking mine off. I'm gonna turn my camera around here in a minute, and if you've got grass or someplace natural, and all I'm doing is just putting my feet in the grass and wiggling my toes. Now, I like to have my grass. Yeah, my grass. Turn the camera around. I let my grass grow pretty high so that I can put my feet in his. But, if you're feeling stressed, or first thing in the morning, you get up, before you start your day, go out in the yard, take your shoes off, and walk around in the grass and reconnect with the planet. Now, you'd be surprised something this simple can help relieve your stress. So rather than doing anything else, taking medication or any of these kinds of things. Now, I'm not talking about this will help if somebody's taking medication for the stress levels, this might not work as effectively, but it is a great addition to what you're doing. Maybe you could eventually come off of your medications. We always here are wanting to get back to nature, do things the more natural way. And so I wanted to share that with you. But I'm going to turn my camera around, and we're going to go over here to the chickens, because they're not chicks anymore. And I'm going to keep my shoes off. I'm going to be watering the garden this morning, because it's supposed to get up into the high 80s, maybe 90s. But as you can see, my ladies are getting huge. Probably in another 30 days or so, they're going to start producing eggs. Some of them like to fight a little bit, and we're also going to be getting a larger coop at some point in time, because these two coops, when they first got in here, it was plenty of room, but now, as you can see, they have really grown and are actually over here knocking boards and things out. So they've been trying to get out of this space, because they're like, hey, this is not big enough. We need to move. But okay, let me show you what else has been going on. As you can see, the cherry tomato plants have really grown. Most of them, with the exception of this one right here, it's still lagging behind. But the rest of them has really started to sprout. This was the first one that I planted when I planted some of these other vegetables. These came in maybe 2 weeks after this one right here. But what I want to show you is, look at these beautiful flowers that this squash is making or producing. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I've added some more twine here, so that because these vines, they're looking for some place to grab. And what I do, guys, is I will direct them. They'll be shooting out. I just kind of wrap this one around just a couple of times, and you see it just twisted on up. And We'll go over here to the Cantaloupe and Honeydew melon. Like you see, this vine right here, it's reaching for something. Probably what I'm gonna do is just go ahead on and wrap this around and start. So you can train them to grow the way that you want. We want them to grow vertical because we want to maximize the amount of space that we have. But here's the piece, the resistance, my tomatoes. That's my flagship vegetable. It's what I first started out with. They all are producing fruit. Look at these babies right here. I know they're going to be so good. Now, some people like to have fried green tomatoes. I'm not a fan of it. But right over here, this is my collard greens that I planted. These were the first two that I planted. They look like they weren't going to survive, but they're making a comeback. You know. And this one was sown directly into the soil. As you can see the difference between this one and that one. Because this one was growing almost 3 weeks before we put it in the ground. We put this one in the ground about a week after it, and look how fast it caught up with it. And look at these tomatoes right here. Now these, they're called Husky Cherry Reds. So they're going to be cherry tomatoes. And let me take you on over here. This is the special squash that my wife planted. But I wanted to show you, look at this. Look at this bloom. It's kind of hard to see. But look at that. It's beautiful. And this, guys, is a strawberry plant. We don't know if it's going to survive or not. Let's take you out here to the north field. And yesterday, you know, I planted watermelons in this. This one is sugar babies. This is our green beans. They are starting to flower. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're starting to flower. But yesterday when I was out here watering, Houston, we have watermelon in this raised bed. So that's one. And I planted about 4 or 5 in here. So hopefully they'll all bunch up, sprout soon. And then the watermelons that I grew inside, I'm actually going to put them right here in the center. I've got these tires out here to give the vine something to lay across. Hopefully we might even get some watermelons dropped down in there. I had to prune this potato plant because it had all this grass growing in here, and I just kind of dug. I didn't want to pull it out because I didn't want to disturb the potato. The onions are doing their thing. We had planted some other squash in here. It didn't sprout. And then, of course, get off of my plant. The corn is really growing. So, guys, we're going to have fresh corn. Again, we got some more squash over here. I had planted carrots and chives here. Nothing happened. You know, some people say I got a green thumb. I don't really. I may have a little bit, but we give all praises to the Most High for the bountiful harvest that we are expecting. Now, let me put my shoes back on. What's going on? I got my sister and my wife on here, my cousins on here. Hey, guys, appreciate y'all coming on and looking at a brother, listening to a brother. Let me turn my camera around. Oh, first, let me get my coffee. Because gotta have coffee in the morning. I don't know if everybody here is a coffee drinker or not. But, again, I just wanted to share with you what's been going on. It's, like I said, it's going to be hot as all get out. So I'm going to cut this short. Remember, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, it is Bountiful Harvest with Joe and Kisa. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when we upload new videos. And also, guys, I want to remind you of our giveaways. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. When we get to, I think, 100, we're going to be giving something away. When we get to 500, we're going to probably give something else away. And, of course, when we get to 1,000, there'll be a nice giveaway. So spread the word to go check us out, like, share, and subscribe. All right. This is Joe the Farmer signing off, and I will see you in the next video. Later.